MLB pitchers just don't throw consistent innings anymore in the way they used to, and this is a narrative that's largely backed up by facts. The game's just different today. Guys aren't expected to go 6, 7, or 8 innings anymore per start. But what if I were to tell you that a pitcher in 2025 just accomplished something in regards to 6-inning starts while walking less than 2 batters that hadn't managed to be approached since 1905? You'd probably think I was nuts, but I swear it's true. And it's all come at the right arm of Bryan Woo and what he managed to cement yesterday versus the Mets. We'll get into the actual facts a bit later, but first let's break down how his appearance versus New York went. Bryan was set to face off against rookie pitcher Nolan McLean, the Mets' top pitching prospect, and he would certainly live up to his billing in this one, punching out his first career batter on a nasty slider before ending the frame on another breaking ball. This brought the former subject of a foolish baseball vid to the mound, and he would immediately find himself in some trouble with 2 guys on and 2 outs against veteran Jeff McNeil, but he did manage to induce a low-line drive to left field that Randy Rosarena would run down. The second certainly went a bit closer to how his innings usually go, punching out 2 with his nearly invisible high 90s fastball. Seriously, go check out that foolish baseball video if you want a little bit more on the properties of that pitch. And it seemed like he might be staked to a pretty big lead in the third when McLean got into a bases-loaded jam with just 1 out. But against second-half J-Rod no less, he would manage to induce a ground ball back to the mound, which he picked behind his back before firing a perfect strike to second base, which Brett Baty turned into 2, registering one of the better plays you'll ever see from a rookie pitcher. And perhaps momentarily, this momentum switch would get to Bryan, who would give up a double to right field off the bat of Mr. Smile in the bottom of that frame, plating the first run of the game for the Mets. Could New York manage to add on? Well, no. Like he's done all season, he managed to work out of this frame without letting things get too far out of control, albeit with a fairly high pitch count for him at 54 at that point. Nolan, for his part, hopped right back on the mound and struck out 2 more in the 4th, forcing Bryan back to the hill before he could even catch his breath. But a nasty slider and another hard fastball later, and the 4th had come to a close altogether. The 5th would see Seattle threaten yet again, this time getting a runner to second with nobody out. But after another clutch defensive play, this time from Lindor, who made an over-the-shoulder catch, and then some more clutch pitching from McLean, the M's again wouldn't manage to get anything out of it. Nor would they do so in the 6th, with Nolan registering another strikeout to end his day before acquisition Gregory Soto punched out Eugenio Suarez on a breaking ball with the tying run on third base. This brought Woo back out for the final time in this contest, and after a called strike 3 on a misplaced breaking ball, he would again find himself in a jam, but the young Reddy bore down against rookie Ronnie Mauricio, and managed to induce a routine pop-up to Naylor. This gave him a final line of 6 innings with 8 strikeouts, 1 run, and just 2 walks. Unfortunately for him and his squad, the Mets would manage to add on a couple more in the 7th to give themselves a bit more of a cushion, and despite a Suarez dinger in the 9th, they couldn't generate any traffic in the later frames, as Edwin Diaz managed to register a 2-inning save in this one to officially close out the first career victory for McLean. But for Bryan, it did something else, as according to Elias Sports Bureau, and relayed via Sarah Langs on Twitter, this was the first time that a starting pitcher had managed to begin a season with 24 straight starts of at least 6 innings and 2 walks or fewer, since Cy Young in 1905. Yeah, that's Cy Young. 120 years ago, no less. Just an incredible accomplishment, even if I'm pretty sure Bryan would have traded it for a win for his ball club on this night. Alright everybody, if you made it this far, I appreciate you watching, and if you did, consider checking out any of these other videos on your screen right now for other content just like this. Also, if you ever see anything you'd like to see me detail in the video, feel free to reach out to my email, basebpoet@gmail.com, and if I end up using your idea, I'll give you a shout out. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day.